Okay, so let's get started. Hello and welcome students to today's class. Good morning everyone. And we were doing the chapter construction of triangles from maths part 2 and we have completed exercise 4.2. So let us quickly begin with a new topic on this chapter. So here you can see types of constructions. There are three types of construction and we have already completed first two types. And today we will be doing the third type, which is on perimeter, where the perimeter of a triangle is given, two angles are given, and we are asked to construct that triangle. So here you can see the description about the type 3 construction, which is to construct a triangle when its perimeter and two base angles are given. Okay, so let us look at a quick example first and then we will begin with the practice set. So this is an example. You can see we are asked to construct triangle ABC such that AB plus BC plus CA equals to 11.3 centimeters. So this is the perimeter. We are given sum of all sides. That is, we are given the perimeter which is equal to 11.3 centimeters. And we are given the two base angles, angle B and angle C. Step 1, always begin with drawing the rough figure, right? So we need to draw a triangle and label it as ABC. The perimeter is 11.3, angle B is equals to 70 degree and angle C is equals to 60 degree. Let's do the construction now. Yes. So here, this is the rough diagram and we begin with drawing the base. Okay, so to draw the base, we start with drawing the perimeter first, that is 11.3 centimeters. So first step, draw the base, draw the perimeter, which is 11.3 centimeters here. So step 1, we are drawing the base or the perimeter, which is 11.3. Yes, that is 11.3 and we are going to label it. This is not the base BC. Okay, students, this is not the base BC, so we can label it as XY. Okay, so step 1, draw a line with the perimeter, with the given perimeter. Okay, and then step 2, we need to draw angles. Okay, we draw angles at both the ends. So we don't draw the same angles, we don't draw the exact angles, we have to take half of both the angles. So find half of angle B and half of angle C. So there you can see we find half of both the angles, half of 70 that is 35 and half of 60 that is 30 degrees. Okay, and we start by drawing half of, just a minute please wait. Okay, so we draw half, that is of 70 degrees, 35 degrees at one end, that is on X. So place the protector on the end X and we draw 35 degrees, that is we mark 35 degrees. So here you see this is 30 and 40, in between that is 35 degrees. So here we plot the point 35 degrees. Okay, and we are going to join it. So here we are going to join and extend, join this point X to the that point and extend it. Okay, likewise again use the protractor to plot, to draw 30 degrees at the other end. What we are doing, we are drawing half of those two angles, we are constructing half of those two angles at the ends. So 35 degrees at one end and 30 degrees at the other end. So just check, we start from 0 over here like this, 10, 20, 30, and here you can see this is 30 degrees over here. So we mark 30 degrees like this here, and now join and extend to get a triangle. Okay, so step 2 is complete and we have got a triangle like that. All right, this point, this top point is the vertex A. So we have got the vertex A. So step 3, get the vertex A. Get the vertex A. Fine. And step 4, we are going to bisect. Step 4, bisect both the sides that we have got just now. So step 4, bisect or draw perpendicular bisectors. So we are going to bisect AX and AY. We are going to bisect AX and AY. So how do we bisect? How do we draw the perpendicular bisectors? Okay, so start at any one point. Let's say we start at X, take more than half distance, right students, and then we draw arcs on both the sides of AX. Like here we have drawn on one side and then draw on other side over here like this. Okay, place the steel point on point A, and without disturbing the distance we are going to cross out these two arcs, right? So here we try to cross out the arc and we cross out the other arc like this. Okay, you see the arcs have not crossed out, so you can go back to the earlier point and try to cross out the arcs like that. Once you get both the points, we need to join them to get the perpendicular bisector. So that is how we get the perpendicular bisector. And remember, what does the perpendicular bisector do? It is 90 degrees to that side and it divides or breaks that side into two equal parts. That is why it is called perpendicular bisector. Now same way we are going to draw another perpendicular bisector to side AY. Okay, to side AY. We start at point A, take more than half distance, right? So let's take it like this. Take more than half distance and draw two arcs on both the side. So one arc on this side and other arc on this side. Correct? We draw another arc on this side. So draw two arcs on both the side, place this steel point on point Y, and now we try to cross out those two arcs. So we are going to cross out those two arcs like that. Here we have crossed out the one arc and now we cross out the other one. So that is how we cross out the other arc. And that, joining these two points we get the perpendicular bisector. So once again, this is 90 degrees to AY and it divides or it breaks the side AY into two equal parts. Okay, so step 4, bisect AX and bisect AY. Once we bisect this, what do we get? What do we get? So once we bisect this, we get the base points, the base vertices. This point where the perpendicular bisector hits the base is one vertex and this is the other vertex. So the perpendicular bisectors, where they intersect the base, those 2 points are B and C. So this is B and this is C. So you see we have got those 3 points A, B, C. Joining them, we get the triangle. So joining A to B and joining A to C, this is the triangle. This is the required triangle. Okay, and let me quickly label everything what we have drawn here. So this angle X, this is 35 degrees, and this angle Y, it was 30 degrees, right? Now let us check if this construction is correct. Okay, so before that, step 5 was to the other 2 points get the other 2 points and we get the complete triangle. Fine. Let's look at the verification. How do we check if our construction is perfect? So we can do that by checking out the angle B and angle C. Angle B was supposed to be 70 degrees and angle C was supposed to be 60 degrees. So place the protector on angle B and check if that is 70 degrees. Perfect. You can see this is 70 degrees exact over here. And check what is C. So angle C should be 60 degrees and here you can check 60 degrees. It hits 60 degree over here. So that completes the construction. Okay, and that is how we can verify. So a quick look on the steps. Step 1, draw the line which is given, draw the perimeter which is given, draw the base. Okay, step 2, draw the angles at the end points and the angle should be half of the given angles. Okay, so draw half of the given angles, that is step 2. Step 3, the point where these two lines intersect from step 2, that is the vertex. So step 3, get the vertex. Step 4, bisect those two sides. Okay, bisect those two sides, and the point where the bisectors meet the base, that give us the other 2 points. So get the other 2 points and join them to get the final construction. Okay, that was a quick recap. Now let us look at a recap over here once again. So first thing, we draw the base. First step is to draw the base. Second, to draw half angles. Third, to join those two lines that we get in step 2 to get the vertex. So join to get the vertex. Fine, we will get the vertex, and then we draw two perpendicular bisectors. Once we draw the two perpendicular bisectors, we get two bases, 2 points. So we get 2 points, or we get the other two vertices of the triangle, and that gives us the final triangle. Okay, that is a short summary of this construction. Now let us look at practice set 4.3, question number 1. So we are going to try all the 3 questions from this practice set. Okay, so let's begin with the first question, that is to construct triangle PQR which has two angles 70 degree and 80 degree, and the perimeter given is 9.5 centimeter. That's the perimeter. Okay, so step 1, we start with drawing a rough diagram. Always mention that this is rough diagram. All right, so start with drawing the rough diagram. We know the perimeter is 9.5 centimeters. Label this triangle as PQR, and angle Q is 70 degrees, angle R is 80 degrees. Okay, so the very first step, draw the rough diagram, and now let us look at the construction, how to do the construction. So here you can see I have the rough diagram already here. We start with step 1, that is to draw the base with the perimeter, with the given perimeter. So the given perimeter here is 9.5 centimeters. We start with drawing 9.5 base and label it as XY because it is not the points or not the vertices of this triangle, it is the perimeter. So step 1, draw the perimeter or draw the base with the given perimeter. Step 2, we need to draw half angles. So is half of 70 degree is 35 degrees, and half of 80 degrees is 40 degrees, right? So second step is to draw half angles. So at one of the point or one of the end x, we draw one angle that is 35 degrees. So mark 35 degrees over here. It's between 30 and 40, it's 35 degrees over here. And then likewise, we will draw another angle on point y, right? So take the protector to point y and label or mark 40 degrees. So here we mark 40 degrees like that, and join this point y to that point to get the triangle. So joining these two lines, we get the vertex. So this is the vertex P. Okay, this is the vertex P. We get vertex P. So step 1, step 2, step 3 is to get the vertex. Step 3, get the vertex. Step 4, bisect the two sides. So which sides are we going to bisect? Bisect PX and PY. So we have to bisect PX and PY. So let's start with making perpendicular bisectors. So here we need more than half distance of XP and draw one arc on each side. So here, okay, it won't let me draw. So just a minute. More than half distance, yes. And we will draw arcs on both the sides. One on this side and one on other side. Yes, like that. And then place the steel point on other end using the same distance in the compass. We are going to draw or we are going to cross out those two arcs. So here you see we have crossed out one arc, and same way we are going to cross out the other arc over here. So cross out the other arc like this. Joining these two points, we get the perpendicular bisector to side XP, right? And perpendicular bisector divides this side XP into two equal parts, and it is 90 degrees to XP, right? Next, we draw perpendicular bisector to other side, that is to side PY. So there, place the steel point on P, take more than half distance in the compass like this, and now draw two arcs on each side. So draw one arc on the top like that and one arc on this other side. So we draw another arc like this. Now place the steel point on point Y, and without disturbing the distance, we are going to cross out those two arcs. So here we are crossing out both the arcs. Okay, we cross out the both of them like that. If the arcs don't get crossed out, no worries, move back to the earlier point, place the steel point on the earlier point, and then try to cross out those two arcs. Once you get the arcs, you need to join them, right? Joining these two points, we get the perpendicular bisector. So that gives us the perpendicular bisector. And step 5, get the other two vertices. So the point where these perpendicular bisectors hit the base, these 2 points, these are the other two vertices, that is Q and R. And joining them, yes, and joining these 3 points, we get the triangle that is PQR. So PQR like that, we get this triangle. I hope you all are able to follow. So this completes first question of practice set 4.3. Always draw the arrowheads to all the ends and check if everything is labeled. So angle x was 35 degrees, angle y was 40 degrees, and xy was the perimeter, which was 9.5 centimeters. Correct? And the verification, we can always check if angle q is 70 degrees, because it is given in the rough diagram that angle q should be 70 degrees. So yes, see, this is exact 70 degrees, you can see over here. And check what is angle r. So angle r is over here, this is exactly 80 degrees. Angle r is 80 degrees. Okay, so this confirms that our construction is perfect. All right, now let us look at the second question from practice set 4.3, that is construct triangle XYZ in which angle Y is 58 degrees and angle X is 46 degrees, and the perimeter given is 10.5 centimeters. So how do we begin? Start with drawing a rough diagram and also label it. So this is a rough diagram and we need to label it. So this is X, Y, Z, and angle Y is 58 degrees. Angle, okay. So just check, Y and X is given, right? So we need to label it correctly. So once again, let me draw. The base should be X and Y, and the top will be Z, like that, correct? Angle X is 46 degrees and angle Y is 58 degrees, like that. So the rough diagram, the correct rough diagram should look like this, the rough diagram. And now let's do the construction. Okay, so here also I need to just change this. Angle Y is equal to 58. This is correct. Angle X is supposed to be 46 degrees. So here I will just mention this should be X and this point should be Z, like that. Okay. So let's start with the steps. Step 1, we will draw the perimeter or draw the base with that given perimeter. And step 2, we have to draw half angles. So draw half angles. And step 3, get the vertex that is Z, get the vertex Z. Step 4, once you get the vertex, we need to bisect. So we need to bisect the sides, let's say ZM and ZN. And once we bisect them, step 5, we need to get the other two vertices. Okay, so let's proceed. First step, we have to draw the perimeter, which is 10.5 centimeters. So here we begin with drawing 10.5 centimeters. I hope you all have started working with me now. Okay, do the constructions with me for better understanding. So here we have drawn the perimeter 10.5 centimeters and we have to label it. Now this time I'm not going to use XY because already the triangle's name is XYZ. So label MN, and then the next step is to draw half angles. So what is half of 58? So half of 58 is 29 degrees, right? And half of 46 will be 23 degrees. All right, so let's begin with step 2. At one end, we will draw 29 degrees. So mark 29 degrees. This point is 30 degrees. Exactly over here, it would be 29 degrees. Okay, and then join the point M to that point which we have marked from the protector, and extend to get this angle, which is 29 degrees, right? So label it, this is 29 degrees, and then keep the protector on point N, and at point N we have to make 23 degrees. So 23 degrees, 1 2 3 over here, this is 23 degrees. Okay students, and then we have to join point N to that point and extend to get the vertex, which is Z, right? So draw arrowheads at both the ends. This angle is 23 degrees, correct? And we have got the vertex, that is Z. So far we have completed, step 1, 2 and 3. So we have got the vertex Z, and now we have to bisect ZM and ZN. And how do we bisect? With the help of a compass. Place the steel point on point M, take distance more than half, right? And we draw arcs on both the sides. So draw arc on one side and then draw arc on other side like this. And now place the steel point on Z and try to cross out those two arcs. So we cross out those two arcs to get the perpendicular bisector. Isn't that easy? So once you get those two arcs, just join them. That gives you the perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular meaning it's 90 degree over here, and bisector, it cuts or it divides that side into two equal parts. And now we have to draw perpendicular bisector on other side, which is side ZN. So place the compass in such a way that the steel point is on point Z, and now take more than half distance like this, correct? And we have to draw arcs. So draw arcs, one on each side. So one arc on this side and other arc would go on the other side like that, and cross out these two arcs using the same distance without disturbing the distance. Place the steel point on point N, and using the same distance we have to cross out those two arcs. So there I have crossed out one of those arcs, and we can cross out the other arc like that. Okay, so you see we have got those 2 points, and we join those 2 points to get perpendicular bisector, which is to side ZN. So perpendicular means it's 90 degrees, and bisector means it divides the side ZN into two equal parts. That completes step 4. And now step 5. We have to get the other two vertices. Where are they? Yes, where are they? So the perpendicular bisectors, the points where the perpendicular bisectors intersect the base, these 2 points are the vertices, correct? So this point is Y and the other point is X, okay? And joining these 3 points, we get the triangle XYZ. Okay, you need to label it correctly. You cannot put X over here and Y over here. That would go wrong, because you see the rough diagram, we have drawn 29 degrees over here, so double of that, 58, has to be here, and that is angle Y. Okay, so we label it like this, XYZ, and that completes the construction to this problem. We have got the triangle XYZ, and if you wish to verify, always you can measure the angles. So here if you check what is angle Y, that should be 58 degrees. Yes, so here you can see it is close to 60, that is actually 58 degrees. If I place the protractor like this on point Y, you can see this pink line, if you extend it further, that would be 58 degrees. Okay, it is not exactly 60. And likewise, place this protractor on point X, the other angle should be 46. Yes, that is 46 degrees. So if you place it on X like that, and if you extend this pink line, you see this is somewhere more than 45 degrees, which is 46 degrees. Okay, just follow the steps, you will get it right. Okay, so once again, the steps: first draw the perimeter, then draw half angles, then you get the vertex from the rough diagram, get the vertex, and then draw perpendicular bisectors. Once you draw the perpendicular bisectors, you will get the other two vertices and join those 3 points to get the triangle. That's all. Okay, let's work out the last question of practice set 4.3 now. I hope you all are ready with the textbook and ready to do the last construction. So there, that is question number 3. We have to construct triangle LMN in which angle M is 60 degrees, angle N is 80 degrees, and the perimeter is given to be 11 centimeters. Okay, so what is the first step? We have to draw the rough diagram, right, students? So the rough diagram, that is a triangle with M and N at the base. So M and N go there, L is over here, angle M is 60 degrees, angle N is 80 degrees, and we need to mention that this is rough diagram. Great. And now let's do the construction. There. M is 60, N is 80. Once again, just confirm with the question so that always trouble check, right? So let's begin with the construction. Let me put up the steps over here so that if you are working, then you can, if you forget, you can just quickly look and try to do it on your own. So step 1, draw the perimeter. Step 2, draw half angles. Step 3, get the vertex. Step 4, bisect. Once you get the vertex, bisect the two sides. And when you bisect the two sides, step 4, step 5, you'll get the other two vertices. So get the other two vertices. All right. I hope you already must have done half of the construction, right? So let me quickly begin. We start with drawing the perimeter, which is 11 centimeters. So here we start at 0 and draw 11 centimeters base, correct? And since the name of this triangle is LMN, we have to use any other alphabets, let's say X and Y. Okay, and next step is to draw half angles. So half of 60 would be 30 and half of 80 would be 40. So at one end we need to draw 30 degrees. There we mark 30 degrees. This is 30 degrees, and at the other end we have to mark 40 degrees. So join it first. This is 30 degrees and join, and now on the other end y we will place, or we will mark 40 degrees. So this is 40 degrees, we mark 40 degrees over here on the protector. Okay, and joining y with that point gives us the vertex, right, students? So here you have got the vertex, that is the point of intersection over here. This is L. So far we are done with the first 3 steps. Perimeter is done, half angles is done, we have got the vertex, and now we have to bisect those two sides. So how do we bisect? Place the steel point on one of the ends, X, and take more than half distance. This is complete XL. We have to take more than half. Half will be somewhere around here. Take more than half distance, and you need to keep the distance intact, right? So without disturbing the distance, draw 2 arcs on both the sides. So here we will draw one arc. Okay, just a minute. Yes, we draw one arc like that over here and the other arc on other side like this, and place the steel point on point L, and using the same distance we are going to cross out the arcs. So we cross out the arcs like this. Yes. So just a minute, let me try that again. You over here. We will just cross out those two arcs, and joining those two points we get the perpendicular bisector. I am emphasizing on the words perpendicular, that's 90-degree. Bisector, it divides or breaks the side into two equal parts. Perpendicular bisector. And next we have to draw perpendicular bisector on other side, that is ly. So for ly, again we will take more than half distance. This is already more than half. Ly is complete this. More than half would be somewhere like this around here. And we have to draw two arcs on each side. So draw one arc on this side and another arc on other side. Let's say over here like this. Okay, here. So we draw another arc like this over here and place the steel point on the other end, that is Y. And now we are going to cross out those two arcs using the same distance. Don't change the distance, using the same distance we have to cross out those two arcs. And crossing out those two arcs we get the perpendicular bisector. So joining those two points we get the perpendicular, that is 90 degrees, and the bisector, meaning dividing into two equal parts, right? And what is the next step? The last step, get the other two vertices. So the point where the perpendicular bisectors meet the base is are those two points, right? So M and N, M and N, these are the other two vertices. We have got all those 3 points. Joining them, we get the triangle. So here we join L, M, N like that, and that completes the construction. Isn't that easy? You just need to follow those 5 steps. Perimeter, half of the angle, you get the vertex, bisect the sides, you get the other two vertices, and that completes the construction. Join the triangle, that completes the construction. And verification, of course, always check. Of course it would be right, but still it just takes hardly few seconds to confirm your work. So here you can just check angle M, that is 60 degrees, that's perfect. And then place the protector so that the midpoint lies on point N. You see this is 80 degrees, so that's perfect, correct? And this is how we have completed practice set 4.3. Okay, I hope you enjoyed today's class and you have understood everything, right? So that's all for today. Thank you for joining.